Hello, in this clip I want to talk about the time factor in the equation of prayer. You see, when you go to Matthew chapter number 6, you'll notice that Jesus Christ, before he introduced the content of the prayer, he kept on saying, when thou prayest, when thou prayest. That term when actually talks about time. So Jesus says, before you rush into the content of the prayer, you need to conscientize yourself of time. You need to bear the son of Issachar or the sons of Issachar mentality and that particular approach towards prayer. That means you have to be conscious more about timing, because as a matter of fact, timing is what actually determines the content of the prayer, and not just the content of the prayer, but also the God that has to come to the scene, invited by that particular prayer. Because God the healer cannot come into the scene when a person is dead, and then that situation, then we need God who resurrects the dead. I mean, God the healer would have been relevant when the person was sick. So timing is what actually determines the difference between the person who's sick and the person who died. The sickness capitalized on the existence of time to kill the person. So you see, timing is very important with regards to the subject of prayer. I mean, even if when you go down into the content of the prayer, Jesus says, give us this day our daily bread. How do you pray that type of a prayer point at 11:59 midnight? I mean, what time are you going to eat that daily bread? So timing is also important with regards to the content. So I mean, this is what we miss. I mean, we keep on postponing prayer. I'll pray later. There are a lot of people that we buried today that were not supposed to die. God told them to pray, and they postponed. They thought the time factor is not important in the equation of prayer, so they postponed, and ultimately they landed in certain accidents, and then those accidents that don't give them an opportunity to pray for the healing God. Now they went and slipped into eternity, because they did not entertain the time factor in the concept of prayer. But you see, in the early church, these guys were very conscious of time with regards to prayer. Acts chapter number 3, the Bible says Peter and John are going to the place of prayer, and the Bible says at the hour of prayer, 9 o'clock. So that means these guys were time conscious with regards to the subject of prayer. So it's very important for us to, as I said, to bear the son of Issachar mentality and approach towards the concept of prayer. Because if we like to say statements like prevention is better than cure, but you know that the difference between prevention and cure is just time. The time is the difference. You should have prevented, but then you're opting for cure. So prevention is better than cure. That means time is important with regards to everything. We use it when we talk about HIV, but we don't use it when we talk about prayer. Prayer and time go hand